this being your third season, it seems like you've been a lot more assertive or spicy this year.
Spicy? I don't know, spicy. Smooth. I mean, I feel like for me, it's just my approach. It's just coming in and just trying to be dominant in anything the team needs. And so if that gives off spicy, which I really don't think it does, I feel like I'm like kind of quiet. Spice? No, I just know it's spicy. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's just been my mindset, is just coming in and just being the player that I need to be for us. Whatever that looks like, it looks like.
What connects a locker room mantra, a dominant blowout, and a playoff berth? For the Indiana Fever, everything. Their 94-65 takedown of the Washington Mystics wasn't just a win. It was survival and defiance blended into one. At the heart of it all, Aliyah Boston dropped a line that had teammates buzzing and fans demanding answers. What exactly did she say? And why has that mindset become the rallying cry carrying Indiana into playoffs? Without Caitlin Clark and 4 other injured stars. Stick around, because this is about more than basketball. If you're hyped for the postseason, drop a Fever playoffs in the comments. Let's go.
Playoffs! That's how we clinch, baby! We can't! W. Playoffs! Bow, bow, bow! Yeah! Playoffs, baby!
Mitchell in transition. Lays that up and in for our first bucket of the game. Well, that's Sims off the cross again into the paint, lays it up and in.
How can a playoff team lose half its rotation and still survive? That's the story of Indiana's season. The roster wasn't just hit, it was gutted. Caitlin Clark, the sophomore phenom, sidelined after only 13 games with a torn groin. Sophie Cunningham, out. Chloe BBY, out. Sydney Carlson, out. Ari McDonald, out. 5 key names gone. Most teams would crumble under that weight. For Indiana, it became their ultimate test.
When you think back to the beginning of the season, if someone were to tell you, like, this is where you would be, and this is your team, like, at the end of the season, like, genuinely, what do you think your reaction would be?
Probably no stinking way. I don't think, thinking back to the beginning of the season, that anyone would have ever foreseen it going like this.
Clark's injury hit hardest. She was averaging over 16 points, setting a playmaking pace that had Fever fans believing playoffs weren't just possible, they were expected. When news broke that she was done for the year, the shock rippled not just across Indiana, but through the entire basketball world. Fans packing Gamebridge Fieldhouse were left asking, without their superstar, could this team possibly keep pace? Analysts lined up to declare their season finished.
Even if things looked like it got harder, for us it was about sticking together. And I think through everything, you're able to see that. Us play with joy, us play together, regardless of who's on that floor.
And it wasn't just Clark. Indiana's lineup turned into a revolving door. 18 different players suited up this year. Imagine taking a team photo on opening night, only to realize halfway through the season nearly every face had changed. Odyssey Sims flown in. Shea Petty stepping into minutes. Aerial Powers carving out a role. It wasn't about strategy anymore. It was pure survival. And survival doesn't usually end in a playoff push.
For whatever reason, things happen and you've got to continue to put your best foot forward. You got to continue to stay the course. This group has been forced to grow strong roots, and teams can go one of two ways when those things happen. You either use it to pull you together and as motivation to continue to get better and do it for one another and do it for your teammates that have been lost to injury, or it pulls some teams apart.
That's where Stephanie White's leadership showed up. Even with her roster gutted, she didn't panic. She simplified the system, trimmed rotations, and got her team focused on the basics. White admitted the staff had to think outside the box to maximize what was left. Instead of ignoring the adversity, she leaned into it, reminding her players of their toughness, both physically and mentally, and the group followed.
When I look at this group, I'm just so incredibly thankful for the type of people that we have in this locker room, for the way that they have been able to continue to stay the course and bounce back and stay together, to pull for one another, to really be flexible enough to make space for different types of teams that we've had throughout the course of the year, and to continue to put ourselves in position.
By August, doubt gave way to something else. Resilience. What was supposed to break them became their hidden weapon. No superstar? No problem. Every woman on the roster learned to shoulder the weight. Next woman up started as survival, but transformed into their identity. And when they carried it into Washington, that hard-earned toughness finally erupted into dominance.
Inside Howard, off the window, the bucket, and the foul. Heady three, knocks it down again. Lost the handle, gets it back, gets right to the hoop, and she drops it home.
Fever 94, Mystics 65. Indiana's in. And now you know, despite all the adversity, this incredibly resilient Fever team is going back to the playoffs in 2025.
How do you turn heartbreak into a 29-point demolition? Indiana answered that in Washington. The win wasn't just commanding. It felt like a message to the entire league. This wasn't just another W. This was the playoff clinching stamp that proved even without Caitlin Clark, Indiana runs deeper than one star. Early on, though, it didn't look like a blowout. Washington came out strong, trading buckets and forcing tough shots. You could feel the tension. Could Indiana really hang on without half its rotation?
And more than anything, y'all, big picture-wise, this group, there would have been so many teams that would have folded with all we've been through. And we just kept getting better. And we kept getting tougher. And we kept becoming more resilient. And we kept figuring things out, right? Like, we've had like 7 new teams throughout the course of this season. and no matter what, we've been flexible. We've been accountable. We've put each other in positions to be successful. And we've continued to put one foot forward and stayed the course.
By halftime, it was tight. But when the third quarter hit, everything flipped. Indiana's defense suffocated Washington, holding them to just 9 points in the entire frame. 9. Every pass was disrupted, every shot contested. Suddenly, the Fever looked hungrier on both ends. The lead ballooned past 20, then 25, peaking at 33. That was the knockout.
You just don't know what she's going to do. I mean, she's so crafty with her shot decisions. Howard right to the hoop high out the window. She's slicing through that paint. Angela back tapped it. It ends up with aerial power. Inside Howard, off the window, the bucket, and the foul by the rookie all-star, Sonia Citron. Howard quickly back to the right line, back at 34.
The numbers told one story, but the plays told another. Natasha Howard delivered exactly when Indiana needed her, dropping a game-high 17 points and punishing Washington at the rim.
Dolson had to stay home because she had an occupied side. In terms of a cutter in her area, she stayed. Heady three, knocks it down again. Flip it. She's just such a solid stabilizer for Washington. Howard right to the hoop, lays it up and in. Fourth foul on Austin. Boston down low. Double tongue, drops back to Howard, who lays it up and in.
Aliyah Boston brought her trademark control, recording yet another double-double, 12 points and 11 boards, owning the paint on both ends.
Austin got that rebound. Here's Powers. Lost the handle, gets it back, gets right to the hoop. Here she drops it home. 8 on the shot clock here for Citron. So free screen that. And then they got the switch they want. Oh, couldn't get it in. Tough turnover there for Washington. The loose ball collected by Dolson as Citron brings it over half. Powers in the passing lane. No one to beat. Lays it up and in. See if they can get back to that and connect plays and stack possessions with that level of effectiveness.
And just when it looked like they needed an extra spark, Aerial Powers exploded off the bench with 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. She refused to let the energy dip.
Of finishing plays. Here's Paul, guarded by Citron. Hanging, fading, kicks off the glass. My goodness.
Be better served. Maybe 4 out one end and have him take turns with it.
Oh. Clips and 3.
Lexi Ho was everywhere, diving for loose balls, pestering ball handlers, and turning defense into offense.
Sands is also back for the Fever. Here's Petty in the corner. He knocks it down. Shea Petty also spent time here.
Shea Petty gave them flawless shooting. 3 for 3 from deep, finishing with 13 points. Every role player who stepped on the floor left a mark.
Thanks to Alicia Clark and stayed seamless with the philosophy and culture and playing with joy as being the top tier point of emphasis there. Mitchell in transition lays that up and in for our first bucket of the game.
Even with an off shooting night, Kelsey Mitchell chipped in 10 points and steadied the backcourt. 5 different Fever players hit double figures. That balance isn't common in the WNBA, but it was exactly what the moment demanded.
I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, we owned them in the second half. Hell yeah! 27 total points we had them through in the second half. 27 points off of turnovers. Hell yeah! And we took care of it. Only 7 turnovers for us. A complete team effort, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures. I mean, it was just all really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Statistically, the turnover battle sealed it. Washington coughed up 22 times, and Indiana turned those into 27 points. The Fever gave away just 6 times all game. That wasn't just scoring. It was draining every ounce of hope from the Mystics.
Aliyah, just through the adversity that you guys went through this season, especially maybe in August when people were going down left and right, did you guys feel like this was always possible to make the playoffs? Did you ever have moments of concern or doubt? And what allowed you guys to just keep, the eyes on the prize more or less? Yeah, I think, just being someone in this locker room, you never doubt yourself and what you're capable of, no matter what happens. I think the entire staff, up to the head, just made great decisions when people went down on who to bring in, the type of people to bring in. And that was really our mindset. We never doubted ourselves. We never doubted that we could be in the playoffs. Even if things looked like it got harder, for us, it was about sticking together. And I think through everything, you're able to see that, us play with joy, us play together, regardless of who's on that floor.
So who leads this team with their superstars sidelined? The answer is becoming clear. It isn't just one name, but one voice has risen above the rest. Aliyah Boston. And what she said after the win showed why she's become the anchor Indiana needs. Her words hit just as hard as her rebounds.
Likes to get into their offense. You see Jade Melvin getting that defensive assignment on Mitchell. She picked her up pretty much 3/4 court. Boston, baseline jumper, falls. That's the advantage with Mitchell guarding her. 11-0 run right now for Washington. Boston got that baseline, misses, gets her own, and finishes.
Boston's always been known for polish and poise. But this season, she's on another level. Against Washington, she broke the franchise record with her 17th double-double of the year. That's 41 in just 2 seasons. Consistency is one thing. But in a season full of injuries, her production became the lifeline. Her 12 points, 11 boards, and 5 assists translated into a team best plus 29. Indiana played their best basketball whenever she was on the floor.
How would you describe the locker room after the game today, just being able to sell? Well, we didn't make it TikTok, so I think everyone is just super excited. Like you said, it hasn't been a perfect road. And so for us, it's enjoying the little moments while at the same time understanding we have another game on Tuesday and then we have to prepare for the playoffs. But I think just being in the moment and being where our feet are and kind of just enjoying this one.
Without Clark, it wasn't just about scoring. Boston became the backbone, chasing down rebounds, protecting the paint, moving the ball with quick, decisive passes. She wasn't just a center by position. She became the center of Indiana's identity.
Got a piece of glass for the finish there. Boston seal inside, comes right back for the finish.
Picture the locker room after that win. Players drenched in sweat, laughing, emotional from the grind. Clark and the others stuck in recovery. And there's Boston, pulling the team together with words as strong as her stat line. Never doubt yourself and what you're capable of. It wasn't just talk. You could see it in the way they played. Ho diving on the floor, Petty firing from deep, Powers bringing instant energy. That mantra spread beyond the locker room, echoing across social media as fans turned it into a rallying cry.
And we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. Okay, we got another one on Tuesday, and in playoffs, ain't nobody gonna want to see us. No one is gonna want to see us. That's right. Nobody. I'm not gonna sing it, but yes. So we continue to focus on competing to the standard, preparing to the standard. All right, and then we scare the hell out of this league. Hell yeah. Come on. Here we go. Hell yeah. 3, 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah.
Her impact goes beyond stats and speeches. Most young teams lose focus after clinching something as big as their first playoff berth since 2016. But when asked about the mood, Boston joked, "Well, we did make a TikTok," before flipping right back to business. Excitement? Yes. But she reminded the team the job wasn't finished. That blend of joy and focus is rare. It's shaping the Fever's culture for years to come. What if the injuries everyone thought would sink them actually save them? What if this was a turning point Indiana needed?
Those two have such the past. What a tough finish as well.
Season. Not just at Iowa, in the entire country. She led all of
putting it on the month. Can't hit the long two. Stay for Clark. Boston has 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists herself. Clark, a bomb.
Touch with real fans. Within 48 hours, her minutes started to drop.
Clark is a jitter. Postseason basketball is back at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Clip 22.